The first button in the interface is the Consolidate Categories tool. This lets you update the file path saved in the database and move the audio tracks in a specified folder. Let's take a look. In this drop-down, you see all the songs categories of RadioDJ. Let's choose this one and click Consolidate. The system looks for all the files in this category and move all the files in a new file path. This new folder is named as the same name of the category, and this folder is located in the root directory specified before in the settings panel. The second button is the Songs Exception tool. This lets you define some songs exception interval in the calendar to disable or enable a required song. Let's take a look. In the drop-down, select the music category and the required subcategory. Here listed, you see all the songs in this subcategory. Let's insert a new song exception. Click on Add to add a new song exception. In this panel, you have the title of the song and the artist, and a small calendar with all the days of the week in a tab. You can define and select every hour you want that song not to be played or not to be selected by RadioDJ. Let's define for this day, this hour, as exception and click Add. Now you see a default exception in this day, in this hour. This means that RadioDJ rotation system won't pick up this track in this day at these hours. You can add more exception and select a time frame with the start and end calendar panel. So you can require RadioDJ to look for exception only in this time frame. When you finish, click Close. With the Info button, you can see a panel in which you find all the hours of the day and all the days of the week. In this graphic, you can see all the times this song has played in the last week, and this is useful to check all the songs' repetition. With the Category Information tool, you can get the number of category exception for a selected day. Let's take a look. You can select a day in the calendar panel and select a music subcategory of RadioDJ. When you click on Continue, you can see the results of active and inactive songs of that subcategory in that day. You can see them by number and by hour. The Plan Rotation tool lets you define and edit the weekly music programming by scheduling the rotation to be loaded. This is very handy for a quick music programming of the rotation of RadioDJ. In each drop-down, you see listed all the rotation made in RadioDJ. You can select by day and hour which rotation you want to program in that day and in that hour. If you don't want this system to schedule your rotations, just let it unscheduled. If you may find a user option tag in the drop-down, this means that you have manually programmed an event in RadioDJ different from a loading rotation. The Weekly Report tool lets you display the weekly distribution of tracks for a specified category. Inside, you see a grid. If you select a category, the system lets you display how many times that music category is called by the music rotation defined in the weekly programming. Inside, you see the number of calls per hour and the number of exceptions in that category. The red color displays each time the music category is repeated. On the bottom, you find the button statistics. Here you see a summary of categories, number of songs, number of weekly calls, number of week reproduction, day reproduction, scheduled hours in the week, scheduled hours as a daily average, and the average of hours of separation of that music category.